But listen, we couldn't just leave it there. We've been inundated with calls after we talked about this infidelity in relationships. In fact, we thought to keep Dr. Eve here. And we actually got another call. Anonymous from Durban is on the line right now. Good morning.
Hi, Kadeka, how are you?
Very well, thank you. And thank you for your call. What would you like to share with us?
Well, I've experienced twice infidelity, okay, but I've been married 29 years. And, sorry, I can't hear?
No, I'm certainly just listening to you. Please carry on.
Sorry, the most recent was 4 years, which was quite sort of very traumatic, actually. But we, at that stage, were commuting, separate, towns, but we're back together, and we are still together. But I think for me, the main thing is you have to talk about it. And at the time, I think I was so frantic to make it work that we had counseling, and you're in a very sort of, kind of a desperate state of mind. And you kind of just want to make it work, and you don't always look at it logically. And if I think about it, I never had an apology, and I know it sounds, but the person has to show remorse and verbalize it. And that didn't happen. Can you hear me, Kadeka?
Yes, I can. Certainly, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that didn't happen. And I think I still struggle because of that. There was never, I'm sorry that I did this. And I think it's critical that you really talk about it in detail to each other, never mind as when you're having counseling even. And so you move on, but as Dr. Eve says, that glass is shattered and the dynamics are never quite the same. And it's very challenging, it is.
Yeah, I think you've summed it up, incredibly well, that when a infidelity is discovered, people go into a crisis, and we actually call it, and we identify it as a stage of trauma. So for me as a therapist, I would be treating that stage as trauma. And you can hear from, I can hear from you that your mind was, what I call your brain was so on fire that you weren't able to think logically about it. And even though you went through a process of counseling, you were so traumatized that you weren't able to logically be present. And 100% what is being said here is that there has to be a process that one goes through where you can, I always call it the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, because there has to be a process of truth-telling where the person is sitting through a very difficult conversation, the injured person, and to be able to say, this is what I did, this is why I did it. And for the other person to be feeling the terrible discomfort of hearing truths, but the apology or the remorse or the sense of acknowledgement is absolutely vital in order for any kind of trust to begin to be developed at all. Otherwise, you're never going to get to that point. And that's why you're still stuck 4 years later, because you're feeling like you're very vulnerable because he could do it again, because it doesn't seem like he has shown any kind of acknowledgement or accommodation of empathy, what we call, absolutely acknowledging what he did to you and how you feel about it. That, that's the essential part about it.
Well, Anonymous, thank you so much for your call and sharing with us. We really do appreciate it. And to you at home watching, I hope that this has shed some light. If you are struggling or going through anything similar like this, that we have certainly kind of helped a little bit to ease the pain.
Absolutely. And please get onto my website. There's a lot of posts and blogging that I do around infidelity and cyber infidelity on my Facebook page as well.
Dr. Eve, as always, thank you very much.
Okay.
Right now, over to the gents. Guys, this was a tough one today, eh?